Majesty, you know what to do.
I'm just focusing on greatness. I watch the snakes gravitate, then they shapeshift. I've been walking on faith and it's all makeshift. The shit I'm spitting showing my age, but the flow's ageless. Jealousy is mixed with the hate, that's how they gauge shit. They got it motivating my pen, that's how I blaze shit. Britney got away with these words, and I don't waste shit. Success keep escaping a nigga, but I can taste it. My bars got them painting the pictures, I give them LASIK. It's hard for you to hate on a nigga, with God's graces. I'm trying to stay in step with my passion, it's large paces. Mama looking down from the heaven, your boy's patient. Just let the music be my therapist for therapy. I like to play from the pocket, don't let them worry. Cause I can hit on the run if they try to hurry me. My specialty is spewing out lyrics that bring me currency. A nigga really came from the bottom, you can't discourage me. Grave diggers clutching their shovels, they wanna bury me. Cause this is real shit, sinners in the pulpit. Everybody judging a nigga like that ain't bullshit. Lyrically I'm loaded, my nigga, this is a full clip. They claim they want smoke with a smoker until them tools lit. Never deviate from your dreams, that's how you lose shit. Heavy is the head with the crown, nigga, I rule shit.
Good evening. Welcome to the Real Talk by Let's Talk. And tonight is Sunday. Our review show, Shy Season 7, Episode 3. Very, very interesting episode. I'm gonna let Dwayne just kick it off right now. He got Reg back. Take it away, Mr. Morris.
Well, yeah, they didn't waste any time, right? So they took all the mystery out of it early, which I like about that. It's going to be an interesting dynamic with those three, with Victor, because that's what he wants to be called, Reg, and Jake. But I think Reg got to understand, man, you back after like 5 years. Jake ain't that little boy no more. Like, Jake been through some things. He a little grown now, like, and he's still looking at it as when Jake was little. But I think it sets up some interesting dynamics, like, it's crazy, right? Because when you look at it now, you would say like Emmett, Keisha, Alicia are the main characters, right? But I got to look at Bakari as one of the main characters because he's involved in so many different storylines. He's involved with the professor and his wife. He's involved with Alicia. He's involved with Rashad. He got the Lene angle that's still out there. He's Nook's right-hand man. He's Papa's old friend. Like, him and Jake have fought before because, Jake thought he was responsible for his baby dying. So it's a lot of things going on. I like how they closed out characters like Maisha and Gemma and Brittany and Marcus. Like, they closed their stories out. And so now we can move on to new stories. So I really enjoyed the episode.
Hey Keisha, what's going on?
I enjoyed the episode as well. I'm gonna piggyback off of it. I think because Barton is such a good actor. I like the spin of him saying, I'm not with that GAY shit. I like that. Or when he said you tried to replace me. So I was feeling like it was, they put it out there instead of trying to sugarcoat it. Like, so I appreciated that part of the episode. Him going to meet Nuck, I don't know. Like, you got shot and left and never came back, and now you going to test Nuck, but Nuck took out Douda. That was a little bit of a stretch for me. But outside of that, I really did like the episode. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about Reg because he's really still being that bully. And like Dwayne said, Jake is grown. He got his own apartment. He paying his own way, and nobody's taking care of Jake.
Yeah,
I,
Keisha, before you even go any further, DeMarcus, what's going on, right? And but when you get done with the Reg point, Keisha, let me know. Can you finish my part of me?
no, I was done with the Reg part.
Right. This is my thing with the Reg part, and Dwayne, and watching it a couple times, and both of y'all spoke about something that kind of bothered me. Bart Fitzpatrick is a very, very good young actor. He nailed the Reg role while he was here before. Nailed it. He was the perfect street dude, making sure he was basically taking care of his little brother, making sure his little brother went to school, making sure his little brother stayed away from the street, so forth, so on. Then when Jake started maturing, you seen Reg like, yo, trying to toughen him up, getting him prepared for the hood. But then he left.
He didn't do a good
And
job.
him leaving, he left at the stage of the whole cast different. The Shy from when he left is not the same Shy. And that kind of bothered me because he came back as the same Reg and basically thinking the same. It was a couple scenes with the dialogue with him and Jake that kind of because he acted like he didn't know who Nook was. He knew who Nook was, and then when he took him to Nook, Nook was like, "I thought you was dead." And Reg, like all for nothing. You coming back talking about Chicago mind, Reg? You left. You left for whatever reason. You left. You left, and the way they brought him back, they didn't dramatize it enough to me. They could have had him in the shadows a couple episodes first. They just brought him boom right back. He's here. But I'm glad he's back because he is a good actor. But I just don't know if Reg Fit has a role in this show anymore.
But can I ask a question? Because I rewatched it. Where's Big Mike? Big Mike did not die.
That's what Marcus said in the comments. He said, I wonder if Big Mike returned to help Reg against Nuck.
Big Mike did not die.
No, because if you remember, Big Mike carried him off.
Big Mike carried him off.
When did Reg and Brandon's cousin have a relationship? We never seen them together.
No, that was weird. That he was the person that he told.
Well, you know what though? I feel like Brandon's cousin was into a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, he definitely. Let me tell you one thing. And Keisha, Dwayne, after I seen the first time, me and Dwayne was talking. Dwayne was like, when you look at it, his cousin. One thing about Lena Waif, and I have to continue giving her flowers as a creator. It may come on because Dwayne was going through the episodes in the season, so you may see a person that may be like a contributor acting, and they may be like in 2 or 3 shows starting out in the season, and then they get written into the seasons. And with Brandon's cousin, he's always been there. He's always been there. So it will be easy to have him probably next year, season 8, in all 10 episodes, or all 12 episodes, whatever they do next year. Because this year they're doing 12 episodes, like Dwayne said. So I like that they do it, but I never saw the connection between him and Reg. Like, it was weird. It was weird. I mean, even if he would have stepped on the scene and wanted to look like, yo, thanks for killing that dude that killed my cousin. You know what I mean? Like, but he was always behind the scenes. One thing I did like, and y'all may laugh, I have a weird mind. So I told both of y'all, I watched the show again early this morning. One thing I'm going to give Lena, they up to date on the drugs because he's selling mushrooms. They selling psychedelic drugs. So they definitely being up to date. But how y'all like the double baby shower? Keisha,
I was about to say the same thing.
Go ahead, Keisha, talk about it.
Keisha is so unlikable.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean,
it, man.
I like Emmett was like, I'm the daddy, like, stepping up for Tiff baby too, sort of kinda. His other baby mothers being there. Where was Papa and Jake though?
Yeah.
Papa and
Yeah.
Jake went looking for Keisha. They were supposed to be at the baby shower.
And on the real tip, those his guys. Well, more Kevin, but he still mess with them guys. You know,
And I
I'm,
don't
I'm
even think Maisha was there.
no, she wasn't there. The kids were basically the way they did the scenes where they were there, but the kids and Marcus was doing Gemma's going away thing. The way they did it, like it might have been going on at the same time.
I,
But
but so I didn't. I felt like that was a missed opportunity. But I feel like what you say, cute. They're going away from the kids.
listen, Dwayne been saying it to me. The kids have been written out the story, and it's been perfect. She did it nice and slow. She didn't do it subtle. So basically, the only person that we're going to see out of the kids is we may see a little bit of Papa, but we're going to see it's going to be all about. From what I think, this season is going to be like Jake's relationship with his brothers.
It's going to be
That's
Bakari and Jake, but then you could have
yeah,
written Papa out too. Like,
There's no role for him.
what I
yeah.
mean, what you Papa was the best writing they did for Papa was in the beginning.
Yeah.
He was the funny kid,
The funniest scene ever, right, Dwayne? When he played Biggie.
Play big.
or when he went off because the white kids didn't have to fundraise.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Well,
But like the baby shower, back to the baby shower. This whole Eminem Tiff rekindling or whatever they're trying to do, I don't like it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Keisha. I like the way that Jacob Lattimore's character has trajectory. I think it is. The old Emmett would have been trying to tap to her, even though she's pregnant. We all know how he is, and I think that this is where Emmett. We can really use Emmett going to his father and like, look, pops, I'm at a dilemma, man. Like, I love Tiff still. You know what I mean?
The one storyline that bothered me, it wasn't a lot in this episode that bothered me, but the one that did is Dom and Jamal. Oh, you think we should get married? Come
Yeah,
on,
they're
man.
gonna get married to have sex. A lot of
Y'all
Christians
didn't
do
have
that.
sex. Y'all had sex in the restaurant. What we doing?
Yeah, they done already had sex, Keisha. They done already
No,
had
not for
sex.
Keisha. I'm talking about for the writers. Like, how you trying to put that genie back in the bottle and then be like, well, should we wait till we get married? You know what I mean?
Listen, I know a couple who did that and was living together and sleeping in the same bed. Now, whatever floats they boat, that's not that's not my thing, but
My thing about it is, you did Dom. Dom is already in doubt about the pastor's ministry while he was preaching. She had a lot of doubt, and it to me is too extreme for people. I don't really like to talk about religion on no review show, or y'all know how I am. However, I just think that Lena has an issue with the black church, and she tries to write what goes on in the black church into the story, but that don't go on. Everything is like, sometimes we have to understand that people are human beings, and everybody grows and mature their own way. I just think that you got you got you got the ex-con, the brother, Victor Mensa, like he's let his role continue to be his role. Like, and then you got Dom. Yeah, she's been promiscuous, dealing with 2 guys, 3 guys, but at the end of the day, it's not that serious. It's not that serious that in order for them to have sex, they got to be married. Like, come on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all met up in Smokies, both working there, whatever. You know what I mean? And everybody know that Dom is the shy, like, jump.
the
So she,
304, that's what the
yeah,
kids call it.
basically, like, everybody knows that. So, but y'all went from them meeting because Emmett gave him a job at Smokies. them moving in together, and then 6 months later, he talking about let's get married.
Well, from
It was
what
cheesy.
like
It was cheesy. It was cheesy.
you guys tell me, men don't care.
No,
Nowadays,
people don't care. People don't care. You see something you like. You they may be promiscuous, whatever.
Especially when you get to a certain age. People don't.
Yeah.
people when you get seasoned, you don't. Come on, man. That's like me at 51 being single, talking about I ain't gonna date a woman with kids. I'm 51. What the hell I think the majority of women I'll be talking to may even have grandkids. So I
So
mean,
let's talk about something Demarcus just brought up. Uh, Tracy been celibate for so long. She goes out and they're at the Smokies.
whoa, celibate for so long, Douda was
Well, they made it seem like she been single and on the dating scene. Haven't said she hasn't been dating for a long time, and then
long
Chief
time. Douda
Chief
just
said
died.
Chief said me too, and he thought it was a joke, but it was dry because she couldn't catch that he had been locked up for so long. But um, that was interesting because, like Dwayne said, if watching the episode, you thought she was going sleep. Could I pray for you?
Mm-hmm.
Like you seen that they were doing this eye contact during the sermon, so you thought that that's who she was going to be messing with, but it happened to be Keith, who I thought wasn't even going to be in the story anymore, and it just goes to show, like, just when you think that Lena is done with an actor, like Red said, if you don't see a body, they're prone to come back.
Mm-hmm.
They're prone to come back, but I like I'm like you though, Dwayne. As much as Tracy is nice to see on the screen, what purpose does she hold?
She don't hold no purpose. But she one of the ones that's Lena's keeping around. So I mean, I'm surprised she brought Dom back as prevalent as she has. But like, yeah, it's just certain things. I didn't like the way, and somebody disagreed with me, and this is what this about. Not everybody gonna always agree. I didn't care for the Keisha and Maisha scene.
Oh,
I didn't care for it.
Maisha, you inspired me.
I just think Keisha at times thinks she like better than people or something. Girl, you
Mm.
was sleeping with him. You was sleeping with the track coach. You was sleeping with Nuck. Like you ain't no better than anybody else walking around these parts around 63rd.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But Dwayne, I got something I want to play for you.
Sure.
Um, and you can lead into this scene. You can lead it after you see this. You could talk about this one.
I'm talking to you, Ashy. You know, I'm the only woman in this house that should be calling you daddy. Why are you here?
Are y'all?
You can't ask us that. Does this make me a lesbian now?
I know that you had a lot of stuff going on with Gemma during her run on the shy the pain. You always
Wait
said
a
how
minute.
close she was. Dwayne, I'm gonna let you do the ceremony, the hard to say goodbye to Gemma.
Good riddance. Good riddance.
But
Don't let
wait a minute.
it go to
Did
your
y'all
head.
see
Please.
when she asked Jake? Well, somebody asked Jake, was he going to miss Gemma? And he was looking at the next girl.
Yeah, Papa
Yeah,
did.
yeah, Papa was looking at that girl, and then when
Papa said, Jesus.
Gemma asked Jake, "Oh, you gonna wait for me?" He was like, "Do you
Uh-huh.
want me to be honest?"
Yeah.
No.
No.
We said we ain't gonna lie to each other. That's one thing I respect about Jake's character. Like if outside of Jake not being able to fight, Jake is the most honest, rawest actor on here. He says whatever comes to his mind. He don't hold no punches, and he always got
So,
this scary look to him.
though, in the when they were kids in that elementary school, when he was underage, he could fight better than he fights as an adult.
Well, he better get his knuckles up quick.
Well,
Demarcus said
Red's gonna have him in trouble, so he better.
Demarcus commented. He brought up a key point. You guys probably can't see it, but it says, "I wish Bakari would have talked to Lene and Brittany during Gemma during the going away celebration. He didn't say nothing to Lene. They was just in there dancing, and Marcus was in there with the kids. I like that scene because as bad as I thought that Marcus was as an actor at sometimes during his reign, it's good that he was able to accept his daughter for whatever she want to do, and it's good he's going to try to like watch over. I thought they wrote that in right because really, at the end of the day, like Dwayne would always say to me, why would you leave Marcus in there? He doesn't play a role here. Like, there's no need to have him in, without Gemma. So,
And especially when him and the girl broke up.
Right. Once they got rid of the girl last episode, like think about it. In 3 episodes, they've gotten rid of a lot of people. Got rid of a lot of people in 3 episodes.
Yeah, they're turning over, the theme of the show, and this goes back to.
Brad just getting that check.
I had something up where it's a very interesting thing, and I meant to put it in my system, but it's not. It's not going to be to do it now, right? But they have Detective Toussaint looking at a board of their gang of who got killed, so forth, so on, and all the players is up there. So basically, they even got Vic up there too. So it's going to be interesting how they introduce her back because Reg was presumed dead, even on her board. He was deceased. So now he's presumed back. So now that's how she comes back with the investigation and what was going on. And they were always watching. They were just waiting. So I like how they're going to try to. Hopefully, they try to do it like that.
Hopefully, they pick back up the situation with her son.
Yeah.
They're not bringing the Spanish cop back. Just Toussaint.
Just Toussaint.
Yeah, just Toussaint.
Still bring the Spanish cop back, and he ain't been back since season 2.
But you know what though? His situation was a little different because he had Ronnie. He used Ronnie. Ronnie lied to him, and then his objective was to get Ronnie's back for lying to him. And then Bakari blew Ronnie's head off. So he really didn't. I mean, it's going to be interesting where they decide to go. I don't really like one thing. I don't want to, like I said, the Reg thing bothers me because they brought back the Reg from when he left. It's not the same show, and
he should have matured some. It seemed like he just came home from jail.
Yeah. And the Reg they're bringing back, like the way that they're setting this up, and the love that Nuck has got going on, and the way that Nuck is showing, that he's trying to be there for Tiff, knowing he killed the baby father. My biggest thing about Nuck is y'all going into a different element of the storytelling. Now, if y'all got him and Reg beefing, now it's going to be a villain. Y'all kind of.
But it's still stupid. How Reg going to beef with no army?
Right.
Yeah, he has nothing, and then you could already see that him and his brother Victor is going to be beefing. Like you got this thing for Jake, but that's not the same Jake when you left. Like we could keep talking about it. Like and now you basically stunting him. You done took the G ride from him, not making yourself drive. Like Reg character, they're gonna have to do something because this Reg, he don't fit with what's going on in the Shy.
And why he ain't take his house back from Trig? Jake is living in the apartment Kevin had.
Right.
Well, I don't know, DeMarcus. I don't even know how they're going to introduce these characters. Felicia Rashad, Wendy Raquel Robinson, and Karuchi Tran. I don't know how they're going to introduce them. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not in no rush for them to introduce them because they're going to have to do it a little subtle because right now, I mean, honestly, this episode was a continuation of the last 2, and it was really good.
Well, can I say this?
This episode was good, Joe. I was critical, but this
I
episode
want to
was not
see
bad.
Jake, Reg, and Trick mother.
You want to
And
bring up?
that's another thing. She came back and got herself together, and they kind of ran, and Vic kind of ran away. Like that dynamic, Keisha, that's a whole different story that they can tell too. And really, like Jake should want to know, like why you leave? She just left because of the argument with Vic, like and then us knowing that this is going to be his last season. What they going to do? They
Allegedly.
allegedly. So what are they going to do? Kill him off the show? I don't think they can. I don't think right now for the show, and I know it's not one of them type of shows that they should be killing any more characters for a while.
I mean, maybe him and Tracy gonna run off to the sunset.
Tracy is with Keith, Keisha. She's not with Trig. She's with Keith.
Trig trying to run off with
Which
Tim.
one is Keith?
Keith,
Jackie
Jackie
The one
Long.
that work at Emmett Restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That grown woman want a 40-year-old working at a chicken shack.
Easy. It's a job. He just got back on his feet.
All righty then.
Come back, Dwayne.
That's why she got the problem she have. She make bad choices.
The market said the same thing. Bring Peaches back. Like, y'all got rid of Peaches. Like, bring it back. But
They really ain't got nothing.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing about Lena Waithe. I'm gonna give her some credit. I gotta do it. Nobody knows what next week's episode gonna bring. So the anticipation to next Friday is there. We all know that it's a specific content creator that gets information, but still, when you think about it, the interest on the show, and I asked you, Dwayne, were you surprised how fast they renewed it for season 8?
No, because when you see the record numbers that they had when they streamed the first episode of this season, the numbers went through the roof. There's big significance with them getting an 8th year. Dexter on Showtime got an 8th year. And there's only one show that's been longer on Showtime. They got 11 years. And I had it right at the tip of my tongue, and I forget it.
It was Shameless.
Shameless. Yeah, that got 11 years. Dexter got 8, and now the shot gonna have it.
And that last year, Shameless was the worst.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually it because
it was COVID too. COVID has a lot to do with it, but
absolutely
same thing with Billions. Keisha, I got a clip I want you to address. It's a personal clip, not towards you, but it's the actor behind the scenes.
Okay.
Black women are known for taking on so much at once.
Hold on.
It's hard being a Black woman, period. Black women are known for taking on so much at one time.
His mama said he's gluten-free now, remember?
How come none of us was gluten-free when we was kids?
Because our mamas didn't know no better.
And while it can be a great thing, it's not always an easy thing or a fair thing.
There's something in us that says we have to let people know that we're strong. It's time to get to work. You have to be a warrior. Sometimes that gets you into a place of emotional depletion.
Having a community makes the world of a difference.
If you need anything, I got you. For real? Yes. We family.
As people of color, it is important that we show the other sides of us. There's more to us than the trauma. There's togetherness, there's love in our community.
One of the things that I've discovered about being given support from your immediate community is that they need to know you need it.
Well, I don't like asking for help.
Well, you need to work on that.
Let people know that you need their support.
I just feel like the walls is closing in on me.
Me too.
This show is teaching me that vulnerability is strength. We must find ways to release our emotions in a healthy way. And therapy has been incredible for me. This show has pushed me into therapy. And I feel like I'm communicating better.
It's a bit of a duty to talk about issues that we as a community should talk about.
I think I should get the ladies together.
Our group is about uplifting each other. Now, what y'all gonna do?
Uplift each other as well.
Our fans, they feel like we're family to them, you know, and if they don't have that support at home, they can watch our show and feel refreshed and feel a sense of hope.
I hope that fans can look at Keisha and see how she's truly been an advocate for support, mental health, love, and I hope that all fans, specifically Black women, can see that when they watch the show and watch Keisha. This is a beautiful respite. Thank you, Jada. I needed this.
Me too.
For wellness tools and resources, head to beam.community/The Shy.
What do you think, Keisha?
Now, why you want my opinion?
I want your opinion.
Keisha is she's turned out to be a horrible character. Like, I'm a strong woman, hear me roar, but I treat my man like shit. She literally treats.
I think after watching the clip three times, I think they're doing a little too much. I think the show, why we fell in love with the show during season 1, and when we first decided to do this in season 2, was that we liked the show because they talked about a select neighborhood in Chicago. It was more of a family show. I don't think they had to say anything that they just said, because most of us that watch The Shy I believe they come off as authentic as their characters. I mean, whether we don't particularly like how Keisha's character trajectories went, but I just think behind the scenes that was like too much, like talking about togetherness. We get that. I think
So
audience,
here's the thing. There are women that act like Keisha. So it's not that it's not a true testament of a Black woman. You know, she done had some trauma. She done got educated. You know, we want to eat different. It's healthy for us. We want to do this different. We want to do that different. I don't have a problem with none of that. But when you see where Emmett comes, you wanted a house. He got you a house. He's running a business. All you do is complain all day.
All she do.
All you do is complain all day. Like, this man done did a whole 360 for you. He's accepted you with your trauma. He's accepted you with your child, who we thought was the rapist, but now it's your ex-boyfriend. That's another level of drama. He have accepted all that, and all she does is whine and complain.
For lack of better words, she got more dick on her jacket than Dom.
I mean, she ain't far behind.
So, I'm sorry, Dwayne. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The track
Don't
coach,
leave us again, Dwayne.
the racist. They make it seem like Dom is this horrible person because she dealt with father and son, but at the end of the day, when you
that's a little slutty, Quentin.
Yeah, but when you look at Keisha's trajectory, she, like y'all said, you sitting there and then you with the other baby mothers and you start talking about the ADHD, which is interesting. They even went down that road. That's a whole other story. But then, like, you criticize Emmett for everything.
Listen, Tiff ain't no saint neither.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they're younger people. Like, they was doing their numbers. This is what happens.
Yeah, she wanted the open relationship.
Like DeMarcus said, Keisha acted more like her mother Nina, just nagging.
Yeah. What man want that? She gonna lead him right into somebody's hands.
So Dwayne, let me ask you, bro. I know we were they showed the clip where in the beginning when they were promoting the season where, you know, it was Lynn Whitfield talking about, we tired of the men, it's about the women, and then when we see this clip and they start off, like, what do you think the overall narrative of this show this season is going.
They just continue to show that no one's perfect. We are imperfect people. Um, like I said, this is the first time I could say they strung 3 really good episodes together since probably season 2. Um, but what's next? Is she going to keep it up? Like we said, I see in the trailer where it was mentioned that they want to buy Papa's father's church, so maybe that'll take Papa down a different road. Um, yeah, I mean, I think it's decent. I'm not a fan of Keisha. I think Keisha always got something to say about everybody else, and she don't look in the mirror herself. Um, I love that Tiff said to her, "No, you confused." Like I like that she said that to her, cause Keisha was like, "Well, you did tell us to take him for 6 months." Like, yeah, but he still need to know who his mother is. Like,
Yeah,
you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
So,
I thought that was interesting. I thought that was great. I think like I'm like you. I think the narrative of where they're going back to is good. Well, we always talk about the weird narratives they put with the men women issue. I think that needs to be kiboshed
mhm.
and just get back to community, get back to family, get back to this small knit of people and how they're all interconnected. I think that's one of the good things about it. And that's why I believe the danger of bringing Reggie back and outside of Reggie doing what he used to do, what's his purpose?
Well,
You know what I
his
mean?
purpose is he wants to come back and take over Chicago. That's his
Yeah,
purpose. Um,
yeah,
but
But
you know,
how did
it's
that even happen by himself?
right because to your point, he by himself. Another thing I have a problem with, and again, that's just me overanalyzing stuff. Nobody in the 63rd gonna say to Nook, "Are we avenging Zay's death? Like, we trying to find out who killed our boy? Like, nobody in the 63rd is asking
yeah,
that question."
yeah. Interest, and that goes back to what they can do with the new actresses that are coming on. Are they, or is going to be Nook's family? Like they're going to be their family? Like, yo, what happened to Zay? Um, I think it's
Yeah,
interesting
because he
because
is Nook cousin.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting because now with Reg, it's like like I said, you're bringing him back, and even some of the things he said was funny. What took y'all so long to kill Douda? You didn't do it. He said to Jake, "What took y'all so long?" So Jake said to him, "Well, why you ain't doing?" He said it was block was too hot. They did something that you was not willing to do, and basically,
And Jake was
street
the kid.
yeah, streetwise, you was pussy. You left.
And
You couldn't kill him.
He tried to son Jake when he was like, "I'm gonna sleep in the bed." Jake was like, "No, you're going to sleep on the couch." Jake
Yeah,
basically told him, "Yo, stop."
Hannibal's character is interesting because he is going to be doing business with Nook and Tiff, and he has that relationship with Reg. But Hannibal's a dealer. He got to think about his money. That's all he care about. So he really has no time to be getting caught up with what they caught up in.
No.
But as we always do, the ratings, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. I'll jump out the window. I'm gonna give this episode a 7.9. Oh, and the reason why is because I thought the episode was good. I thought them jumping 6 months and into the baby shower, them all showing. I think that was a good jump. I think it gave some time to spill over from what had just happened with Douda. I think, like I said, I would probably give it a 10 if they'd have brought Reg back a little bit more dramatic. Um, I think it's interesting how they brought Reg back and where they're gonna go with it. But I really liked the episode. I thought the episode was good. I want to see what Rashad does because, like I said, the way that they're telling this story, and the avenues they're going down with the storyline, it's not going to be as edgy far as having that criminal element. If they don't have that criminal element, you need some backstory that was going on even before when they kind of didn't have Douda in the story and you just had Ronnie. You had Ronnie's storyline with his personal self going on and him and Kevin's relationship, and then you had Jason Mitchell, Brandon and Emmett's relationship. So you saw a bunch of different things going on. So let's see if they're able to do that and keep us interested and keep giving them high ratings. Marcus gave them an 8.
I'm going 7.5.
Okay,
I really liked it.
that's a high rating for you, Keisha.
I know. Reg had some good punchlines.
He did. He did a punch too.
Dwayne, when they did that flashback scene with Reg with all them girls, when you see how small Jake was, I know you was
Yeah,
like,
well,
damn,
yo, Jake,
they grew up, man.
him, Papa, and Kev before he left,
They grew
they
up.
grew up
They
on
grew
the
up.
show.
They really grew up.
I give it an 8.5. The reason I went to that half on the 8 is because Tracy took her clothes off a little bit, and they show us more and more every time she take her clothes off. So I'm a big fan of that. So I give it an 8.5. I think it's well written. There was little nitpicky things because I'm always going to nitpick. Yeah, I want to see Victor and Reg fight. Like I want to see them fight. Like not kill each other, but just like fight because the battle is coming where he gonna be like, "Yo, you pulling Jake back into these streets? I'm trying to keep him out the streets. This, that, and the other." So that's gonna be an interesting dynamic. I did like when the three of them just went in. They had the smoke together. You know what I'm saying? Try to ease the tensions. Um, I don't want to see Damien explored. I'm sorry. I'm not a hater. I just don't want to go down that road constantly. Um, Alicia and Tiff dynamic is going to be very interesting to me because, and Alicia, man, that baby hugs, man. That's her
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
Like she ready to
I'm
name
gonna ask
it.
you a question about DeMarcus. DeMarcus brought up a point, right? And I want to ask you, DeMarcus, because I don't see the connection that you're making, but you brought up a point, DeMarcus. I'm gonna ask Dwayne. You can't wait for Emmett to find out that Reg is alive. Emmett wasn't cool with Reg. Emmett was cool with Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
He sold the sneakers for
Remember,
Brandon.
Reg beat up Keisha's track coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But they wasn't cool like that.
They wasn't Coochie Crunch, no.
Emmett and Brandon was the cool. They were the cool ones. Remember, and one thing Dwayne always reminds me of this. We gotta remember that Emmett is the only actor that played in every episode.
Every episode.
Every episode, all 7 seasons, every episode, he's the only actor right now. Kevin was right there with him until he
It was
decided to leave
Kevin
the show.
until they had Kevin leave the show.
Yeah, like, are we gonna get Reg a girlfriend? See, it's so. I'm gonna just be optimistic.
I don't think we gotta go that far into Reg, y'all. Reg's whole purpose is to get the 63rd mob back. That's it. That's what he's there to do. That's why they did that face off in the end. Like, don't over evaluate Reg. No, Reg's part of it is him getting the 63rd and the conflict that's going to be between him and Vic about what way Jake should be going. Because he even said to Jake, "Nah, you ain't going to be selling clothes. You're going to be doing this with me." Like, so he ready to pull his little brother back into everything,
Mm-hmm.
You also have...
How you think that's gonna go, Keisha? She must be busy.
I don't think Reg is going. I mean, I don't think Jake is going to go down that road. Jake likes what he's doing. And Jake has matured in a way that he's not trying to just make his big brother proud. Like Jake was one of those kids.
Mm.
He ain't that no more.
I'm interested to see that dynamic. I want to see how that dynamic plays out. I want
And
to see where
something's
it
gonna
goes with
go
this.
on. I saw in later trailers. Something's gonna go on with Jada. So I don't know if the cancer's gonna be back, but something big gonna be going on with her. But I'm
Yeah.
interested to see, is Tiff gonna be messing with Nook? Is she gonna be messing with Vic? Which one she gonna choose? Because they both sniffing around.
Well, what you call it, Demarcus brought up a
Alicia
point.
don't want either one.
No,
Demarcus brought up a point. Is Tiff playing the damsel in distress and trying to lure Nuck in? Is she playing this role like I'm gonna find out who really killed Rob? And we ain't seen her act out about that yet. We ain't seen her try to figure out who killed Rob. She
well you
like
you
the
see it
whole
you see it in the trailer. In the trailer, she says for next episode, she says to Nook, "I thought I would feel good when a person when the person that killed Rob was held accountable." And then he asked her a question, and she was like, "I don't feel like Alicia got the right guy."
mm, mm.
So that is in the trailer for next week.
Well, y'all know Tiff was more street smart than Emmett.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be interesting.
And
Um,
Keisha.
They may bring Dante back.
yeah, you my nigga. You my
That's
nigga.
the
Like I'm your
perfect
nigga.
guy for her.
Yeah,
That's who
I
she should
swear.
be calling,
I,
Dante.
Yeah,
I swear I
Dante
love
should.
that part, man.
If
That was
if
my part. He's like, nah, I'm your nigga. When you need something, come up, I'm your nigga. But
exactly. So because of that line, when Dante found out Rob was murdered, he'd have been right there for Tiff.
he'd have been right there, like, you good?
Yeah.
Everything all right? Yeah. 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 Interesting. You know, and he
Lena
was
might
and
be
it's
friends
funny.
with his look.
And the
Lena
funny
might
thing
be
about
friends with his ex-wife too.
She may be. That could
yo,
be.
and the funniest thing about Dante, right? He was not scared of Douda.
Nah, Dante
Remember
was
when he went
scared
to
of
the lodge? Dante ain't care.
Dante would come up with a line at Tiff like, "You sure that's Nook baby and not mine? I mean, you sure that ain't Rob's baby and
Man,
not mine?"
you sure? Because you know the last time I hit, right? But anyway, man, very interesting show. And like I said, we look forward to it. I mean, every Friday, it seemed like Fridays. One thing about doing these review shows, it seemed like it's Thursday night every time I turn around, like, oh, we gotta watch the show. Like, I know Dwayne usually watch it first. So when I talk to him in the morning, he'd be like, awesome episode. So I look forward to it right now because we ain't got no sports teams. That's nothing to talk about. But that's a whole nother story.
For yourself.
Both our baseball teams are doing
Yes.
whatever. Not mine. Mine just went out to LA and got their arses kicked.
Yeah, well, they winning
But
big tonight.
uh, they just ought to, because Otanya went to sleep during the game yesterday. But
Yeah.
anyway, Keisha, any final thoughts?
I'm looking forward to next week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want them to, and it pains me to say this. It's time to wrap up the Papa character. Send them to seminary. Send them somewhere. But it's really nothing for Papa to do anymore. Like they
Yeah.
didn't write stuff for him. Like they advanced Jake. But then what's left for Papa?
Mm-hmm.
Kev is gone. Maisha gone. His father gone. He don't respect his mother. You can see that from the episodes they had with her. Who Papa gonna hang with? He can't hang with Bakari no more. Like, do he still work at Smokies? Because I don't see him inside
He
Smokies
was the
working.
manager, right? Yeah, he was the
You
manager.
know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting. Do they still got the Smokies in New York?
That look like Damon the manager of Smokies.
Yeah. Interesting how they gonna go and where they choose to go. Smokies got a lot of employees though. Because you got everybody
let
working
me
in
say
Smokies,
this.
Dominant working in Smokies, everybody working in there.
Can I say this before we get off? There is a connection that they just don't touch in the Shy, right? Alicia never talks to Tracy, right? Tracy was the mother to Alicia's nephew. Jason was Alicia's nephew.
Yeah.
Remember, it was
Yeah.
They
Sonny.
never bring that up.
It
They,
was
and they
Sonny,
and they and they
Q,
never bring up that
and
that that they never bring up that Jake that Emmett swindled
right.
the restaurant. They
She
never
never
bring it up.
talks about that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she came there wanting to avenge Q's death, but she don't say nothing to Emmett about stealing Sonny's
Yeah.
from Sonny.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's something that Lena, because they do listen to the fans. That's something they need to go down. Like you're right, Dwayne. She's never even had a scene with Tracy yet.
It's crazy.
Like, why not? Like, what? That would be somebody that she would have talked to. Like, we don't know what happened, why Tracy hated Q so much. I mean, I don't know if it was the age difference.
It was the
We can
age.
only insinuate,
Q took
but
that young stuff.
everybody that Tracy has had dealings with is dead.
Yeah. But
She the Black Widow.
she is, but they never connect that. I'm like, yo. And that's the two things about this ruthless Alicia character. She would have definitely, because her mouth is slick. She could have said, like, yo, you lucky I'm letting you do what you're doing the way you stole my brother's restaurant.
Hey, Demarcus, I see you just put that up there. Is that something that you believe to be a factual, or that's just a theory? Because I don't see why she would say it now. I think they would have wrote that when Alicia first jumped on the scene. She should have went to Tracy from the door, because that's all she was about. She should have definitely with Tracy dealing with Douda. She
Yeah.
would have been like, "Yo, that was messy. Like you all." She already said, "What is this Black Brady bunch towards the kids?" It's just very odd that she hasn't.
And then Keisha, I'm sorry, Tracy and Jada be all cookie crunch, and Ronnie was one drunken episode away
Yeah,
from sleeping with Jada.
yeah. Ronnie used to like to drink that cheap ass wine.
They never slept together. I thought they did.
Yeah, he was
No,
supposed to,
they
and
was
he got
Ronnie
drunk.
got drunk. Remember, he got
He
drunk.
got drunk that day. Ronnie used to like the way wine smelled and tasted, and Ronnie used to be tripping. Ronnie was toe up, boy. But they
Ronnie was
killed my boy,
drinking that
man.
Irish Rose and Thunderbird.
Ronnie was supposed to go away with his boys, man. They did Ronnie wrong,
You
man.
should have let
That
him go away to Cleveland
Yeah,
with his
with his
boy.
boys, man. Because they was hurt, man. They but they used to have, Ronnie used to drink that cheap ass wine, man. When Kevin shot him in the stomach.
Ronnie was drinking rip.
But anyway, man, listen, you guys in the chat. Appreciate you guys' support. Remember to like the video, share it, man. Help us spread the channel. Help us spread what we do every Sunday. Very interesting. Yeah, Demarcus. We know about the preview. This is this title of next week's show is called Mother's Day. So it's gonna be interesting. Dwayne's favorite episode ever on the Shy. The only 10 that has ever been given out by Dwayne during the review show period was the Christmas episode. So Mother's Day for all three of us is special. Keisha being a mother. Dwayne and myself, our mothers are no longer with us. So we're going to be interested in what they're going to bring next week. So
Absolutely.
with that, remember, you guys, like, share, subscribe. That's the best way to support what we do. Appreciate you guys and can't wait till next week.
Yeah, my
And
favorite
remember,
line, and in closing, my favorite line this week was, I heard you like ninjas.
Dope boy. Take my time to talk to him. You know? It's real shit. You hear that piano and shit playing? You know?
Majesty, you know what to do.
I'm just focusing on greatness. I watch the snakes gravitate, then they shapeshift. I've been walking on faith and it's all makeshift. The shit I'm spitting showing my age, but the flow's ageless. Jealousy is mixed with the hate, that's how they gauge shit. They got it motivating my pen, that's how I blaze shit. Britney got away with these words, and I don't waste shit. Success keep escaping a nigga, but I can taste it. My bars got them painting the pictures, I give them LASIK. It's hard for you to hate on a nigga, with God's graces. I'm trying to stay in step with my passion, it's large paces. Mama looking down from the heaven, your boy's patient. Just let the music be my therapist for therapy. I like to play from the pocket, don't let them word.